Hey Elijah, it's Mrs. Behrens. Hopefully this video will help you solve mystery grid number 2. So I've drawn here as far as the video takes us that Mrs. Bruins made to help you solve it. We have our grid. This grid has the x-axis that goes across the bottom and the y-axis that goes up and down on the left-hand side. We know that in order to fill in this grid, we are going to have 4 rectangles. They will be red, green, blue, and purple. We know that the red rectangle has 16 units, the green has 18, the blue has 24, and the purple has 42. The first step that we're going to do to try to figure out what rectangles will fit inside this grid is to decide or figure out the dimensions of each of these rectangles. We know that if the red rectangle has 16 units in it, that it has to be either 4 by 4, 8 by 2, or 2 by 8. And that's because 4 times 4 is 16, and 8 times 2 is 16, same with 2 times 8. We're then going to do the same thing for green, blue, and purple. All the different ways that I can get 18 units are 2 by 9, and then we flip that around, 9 by 2, or 3 by 6, and 6 times 3. For blue, the factors of 24, or the ways that we can get a rectangle of 24 units, are 4 times 6, or 6 times 4, 3 times 8, or 8 times 3. We could also do 12 times 2, but our grid is only 10 units wide and tall, so it wouldn't fit. Finally, for purple, we have 42, and that would be 7 times 6, or 6 times 7. Now we're going to go through all of these clues and place these coordinates on the grid. These clues are going to help us figure out what size rectangles we have to pick from down here and where they will go in the mystery grid. The first clue is 2, 7 is purple. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you can either write a P for purple or color it in purple there. The next clue is 7, 5 is blue. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is blue. The next clue is 8, 3 is red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Red. We're going to do the same thing for the rest of these. We have 6, 3 is purple. 5, 9 is green. 10, 10 is blue. And 7, 3 is red. Now that we have all of our clues placed on this grid, and we know that each of these squares has to be the color that we wrote in there, we need to figure out how to fit these rectangles in the grid up here. I'm going to use a pencil because it might take some guessing and checking. Let's start with red. We know that these 2 squares have to be red, and that our red rectangle either has to be 4 by 4, 8 by 2, or 2 by 8. I'm just going to guess that it's 4 by 4, and we'll start there. And if these 2 have to be red, maybe I would make it 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's just guess that our red rectangle fits here, And that works with those red squares there. Let's move on to green and make a grass for green. We know that this one up here is green, and then it either has to be 2 by 9, 9 by 2, 3 by 6, or 6 by 3. Since this green square is sitting up on the number 9, it would fit for us to do 2 by 9. So maybe I would do 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and make a rectangle like that. Uh-oh, but that ends up with a purple one there, so that doesn't work. I'd have to erase this rectangle and start over. So this is one place to start, is just by kind of plugging in these different sized rectangles in the grid above and see if you can figure out a way to make all of them fit that works with all of these colored boxes in there.